I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world today. Thank you for tuning in. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ingor, like Victor, and I am known as a networking ninja. I'm recognized as that because I'm hired by entrepreneurs to help them develop a strategy so that they can stand out and connect with their ideal community. If you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. I know that there are some people that are on vacation, like my wonderful sister, Katie. Just sending you positive vibes, Katie. I hope you're not watching. I expect you to be having fun and enjoying yourself. Um, so, again, if you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. Um, I'm Inga and the host of the show. I'm looking forward to being able to highlight a friend of mine. She is just amazing, amazing, amazing. Um, and I want to let you know, if you watched my intro video and you saw this word that I love to talk about, it's called Ubuntu. And what is Ubuntu? Let me put that on the screen for you so that you can understand what Ubuntu is and what it means. So, it is an ancient African word meaning humanity to others. It is often described as reminding us that I am what I am because of who we all are. In short, I am because we are. And the reason why I embrace this principle wholeheartedly is because I really feel that my very existence is built upon this principle. I am who I am right now as a result of everyone I've encountered in my life, as well as the experiences I've had. And we are here to talk about the power of networking. So, what is networking? It's very similar to Ubuntu, and it is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. So, again, if you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know. We'd love to be able to acknowledge you. And I'd love to welcome my guest onto the stream. Hello to you, Katashia.
Good morning. You caught me getting some water.
Sorry. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good
Awesome to
morning.
see you on my screen.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show. I appreciate it to be your guest this morning.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So for the studio guests, won't you please just introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Dr. Katashia, Partee Kendrick. My patients and clients call me Dr. Katashia. My family call me Tasha. But I am a board certified clinical pharmacy specialist and an integrative health practitioner. I've been a pharmacist now for over 15 plus years. As a practitioner, I literally love working with my patients with diabetes management and hypertension. And then I actually recently got my certification in IHP, which is the integrative health practitioner, more of the functional medicine, integrative health side that I fell in love with through my weight loss journey. I know we're going to probably talk about that, but that's when I fell in love with the other side of healthcare medicine. I am a beautiful, kind, God-fearing woman, and I love my family. And that's one of the things that I always want to talk about. My faith is important to me. My family and friends important to me, and fitness, health, and wellness is important to me. So that's a little bit about myself. And I with my integrative health practitioner, I started Celebrate Health and Wellness. And I called it Celebrate because I wanted to celebrate my wins, because we always want to look at the big picture. So I started looking at the small steps that I've made through this process. So I called it Celebrate Health and Wellness, where I help clients to discover the root cause of their struggling hard gut issues through functional medicine lab testing.
Awesome. I love that. And before we continue, let's say hello to everyone watching. Oh my gosh.
Hello, everyone.
Hello to you, Raven. Raven is tuning in from Cape Town, South Africa. She's my niece.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, nice to see you here. And we have, Jamie is here. He says, howdy, howdy. Jamie here to say hi. Hope all is fabulous, Inga. Looking forward to another fabulous program. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for being here. Jamie has a very interesting job. I hope to have you as my guest one day. We just need to coordinate with Jamie. He does something that's really cool actually. He works on a ship. So he's not always able to get stable internet.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's off. He's at home right now. That's why he's
Offshore.
able to be here. So nice to have you, Jamie. And good morning to you, John. John Buglino's tuning in from New Jersey. So good to have you here. And then we have Whitney. She says, good morning, tuning in from Sugar Land, Texas.
She's my neighbor. I'm in Richmond, Texas, Whitney.
Awesome. I love to read when he tells us where she is. It's just it sounds so cool. Sugar Land, Texas.
It is. It's literally right next door to me.
Nice. Chrislyn says, good afternoon, everyone. I'm all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. Looking forward to this amazing show. Thank you. And Chrislyn is Raven's mom.
Okay.
Nice to see you, Chrislyn. Thank you for being here. And we have some lovely. I love to see the just networking in the comments. And then I have someone who says, good morning. They are LinkedIn user. If you don't mind, drop us your name. They said they're also from Sugarland.
Oh, really?
Okay, now I need to see who this is. Oh my gosh. I want to see who this is because, Walter Hattocks. Hello, Walter. Thank you for being here. That is so awesome.
So Texas is in the house for sure.
Yes.
I'm not alone this morning.
Oh, that is so cool. He says he's also from Sugarland, and Whitney would love to connect with you.
Yes.
So,
because literally she's next door.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so let's jump in. We have a few questions, and I'm going to deviate a little bit from the questions that I usually ask because I'd love for you to share a little bit more about your journey. But let's go first to what inspires you, since this is inspiration from Inga. Tell me what inspires you, Katashia.
When you think about inspiration, first I must say I love sports. I am a sports person. I am a twin, so I have a twin brother and my older brother. And in my household growing up, if I really wanted to watch TV, had to watch sports. So I fell in love with sports. And when I think about inspiration, of course, I think about all the people I've seen to beat the odds. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, and even my niece. So she plays volleyball. And to see the hard work these individuals put into their craft to be better every day. And I mentioned my niece because she's 14 and she is awesome, an awesome player. To see her every day going to the gym and working out to get better at volleyball, and to see, hear Serena's story, a Kobe story, even though those are big names. But for me, and saying my niece, the things that inspire me is just beating the odds and working hard every day for the things that you love to do, your passion. And that's what inspires me to do what I do, to help my clients or patients to see their results. And when you see that they're getting to goal, and if it's weight loss or finding out what's the root cause of their gut issues, and then I'm there to help them and see the end result, that's amazing. And that inspires me to get up every morning and put this smile on my face to get it done every day. So I think that's what that means to me.
Wow. I love that. Yeah, just seeing the tenacity that it takes, and we build resilience as we look at challenges and work to overcome them, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes a difference because it's discipline for sure. To get up, to do the things that drives you, not just discipline, getting out the bed in the morning and just thanking God to see another day, to do the things that you love to do. Oh, that's awesome. Because some people my grandmother always said, somebody didn't wake up this morning, so make this the best day.
That's so true. We it's human nature to complain, right?
Oh yes.
That's natural. But you're right. Like, if you focus on the negative, everything is going to seem negative.
Mm-hmm.
But when we focus on the positive, when we count our blessings, express gratitude, all of that like helps us to be able to say, what, it's a good day to have a good day, right?
It's a good day to have a good day, as well as say it before you get out the bed in the morning. Don't think about what happens at 2:00. Start that day with something positive, because that truly sets your day, how you started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love what you said actually about, just having that tenacity when you're applying it to sport, and not just sport, but to life, right?
Life.
Because I was a competitive swimmer.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, and I represented my province in South Africa. I represented my province for swimming in national galas, and um, man, you have no idea what goes into that practice. There were many days that I would actually get up at like 5 and go for a swim before I had to go to school. So it takes a lot, but
does.
yeah. And
sacrifice, but it's well worth it.
yes, it is. It is. Okay, next question. Who is or was your role model, especially growing up? Can you tell us about them and why they inspired you?
I know you probably get this answer all the time, always, but I can say so many people in my life can be a hero of mine. But I must say, Ingor, mine will always be my mom. My mom will always be that person for me, to know the sacrifices she made, her confidence in everything that she did, and to teach me those things. My mom most definitely is my inspiration, my role model.
Wow.
I always say I'm her favorite, but my mom, she doesn't play favorites. You're a mom. But I'm the favorite. I'm the favorite. But but the things, my mom did not go to college, but one of the things she always talked to me about, I was the first one to go, and to know the importance of an education, and to know that my mom went to work every day, and my mom and dad, and my brother and I would come home. She'll have dinner ready on the stove for us because they were at work. but know that she did everything and sacrificed and to teach me my values and, my faith and all those things, to see it in my mom. That's one of the things I would never forget. And I thank her for it. I mean, last night I was telling her about, coming on to talk to you, and she was like, and she's not a morning person, she was like, send me the link, I will make sure to watch the replay. And she's going to be she's probably going to laugh when I see it, but honestly, she is my hero, and I couldn't have made it this far without the Lord and my mom.
Wow, I love that. Parents are so important, right? If you
They
think
are
about
important. I mean, you think parents are perfect. That's what you think in your head. Parents are perfect. Oh, my mom is perfect. But growing up now, I can't say that my mom is perfect for sure. But there's no manual to raise, a set of twins and an older brother. But she did exactly what she was supposed to do. And we weren't rich growing up. I thought I was, because I got everything I wanted when I think about things. But in our household, my mom made it a point to make sure we eat every meal together. We talk at the table, especially on Saturday mornings when we all were there, because she wanted to let us know the importance of family and being with each other and talking. And so she did those things. And my dad was right beside her, making sure we all did that. My dad, during the week, would make sure we had a hot breakfast before we went to school, because usually we didn't eat cereal. So it's those things that, my parents did to show us the importance, of family and values and just being there for each other. So yes, that's important to me.
Wow, I love that. Whew.
I know.
Yeah. I will say, and my kids will agree with you, moms are not perfect.
I mean, that's honest, but you guys do the best. You know what to do, and with guidance from, our being. And I know that, in our heads, we think that my mom is perfect, but I know in the back of my mom says sometimes she's like, oh my God, I didn't know what to do there. And we've had those conversations now as an adult, but she's human just like I am. So
Yes.
even though I thought she was superwoman.
Right. I think as we grow, we realize how imperfect they actually are. And I think, obviously, well, that's why we have those difficult teenagers, because when people become teenagers, you get to that point where you actually criticize your parent for not being perfect. But when you become an adult, and really take on responsibility in life, that's when you can actually appreciate that they're not perfect.
And it becomes that full circle, like understanding and giving them grace, because that's so important. And like you said, you most definitely hit the nail on the head. As a teenager, it's like, oh, but as I've, gotten older and we're having those conversations, yeah, I appreciate my mom and my dad. He's no longer here, but just the conversations, I miss those days with him. But my mom and those conversations, it all makes sense now. So your time is coming. Trust me. You're going to be having those conversations later on, I promise.
And I have like this full range of kids, because I've got a 20-year-old, a 14-year-old, and then a 7-year-old.
Wait till she's 30 years old. You're going to be like, she's going to, trust me, she's going to be coming to you. It's like, Mom, I remember when you're going to have those conversations.
I look forward to that. So Katashia, one of my favorite quotes of all time is by Kevin Cruz. And I'll flip it on the screen so you can see it. It says, life is about making an impact, not an income. And I wholeheartedly believe this, because I feel that, when I strive for impact, income follows. So, because of this and other things, my life statement is to positively impact the lives of others. So, what's yours?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. To be transparent.
Ooh.
Yeah, to be transparent. Positivity, or a positive mindset has been a struggle for me in the past, and I still work on it every day. So one of the things I actually say to myself, if you continue to feed the negativity, how can you expect positive results?
Oh,
And so I most definitely live by that every day, because I want to make sure I go into a situation, not, oh, what if this goes wrong? What if, I want to know, what if it goes right? What if you continue to do the things you're supposed to do and it turns out totally different because you're telling yourself these things, talking yourself out of it, and you really don't know the outcome. So my thing is right now is to go into situations regardless with a positive mindset. And for an example, I want to talk about how we met as, feeding into the positivity. We met in a clubhouse room, 2 years ago? And your spirit, it was so calming, and you were so positive in the things that you were saying. I had to meet you, and so I did a back channel and reached out to you, and we had this conversation, and we talked about positivity, and then we got on a Zoom call, and we got to know each other. And that's when your heart and wearing your heart on your sleeve and the things you were saying, I was like, that's important to me, to make sure that my authentic self is always coming out and being positive in every situation, which is, it can be hard sometimes. Don't get me wrong. It's difficult,
yeah,
but make sure I bring myself back to, don't feed into the negativity. Let's move forward and make, to make the best
yeah.
opportunity out of this situation. So basically, if I continue to feed the negativity, how can I expect positive results? And that's what I live by every day. And that's what I'm working on right now.
I love that. And I love what you said right at the beginning, to be transparent.
Yes.
Oftentimes when, so Katasha, you have a social media presence. So do I. And a lot of people look at us and say, they can't really be like that in real life. Well, for me, I feel like, how can I be anything else? Like, that's exhausting. Like, imagine I have to like pretend to be this person here, and then when my screen is off, I'm like a
You
different
turned
person.
off.
Like, that is so tiring because, what if you get caught out? What, like, that would be my thought process,
and
literally.
and I don't want to come off. I'm always smiling. I'm always laughing. Don't get me wrong. There's days like, but most of the time, like now, I'm always smiling, because happiness is a mood, it's a vibe for sure, and I want to make sure, and that's me, and being goofy. I love saying being goofy and having fun. That's my personality. So I hope that what comes through. That is what's coming through all the time, not just, oh, when I turn the camera off, I'm this negative Nancy. That's not what I want. I want to be able to be, me. And that's the only reason to live, everyone being me. My reason to, I'm not gonna come out every day being somebody else. That's hard. Trying to
Yeah,
remember what other people do. That's that's too much work, and that's extra stress I don't need. So
yes,
being Katashia, laughing and having fun and just finding the best in a situation. That's what I want to be portray every day.
that's awesome. You know, in on social media,
Yes.
um, something that I find is actually quite common, regardless of which platform you're using. And when you're striving to build a community, is something called the KLT factor, which is know, like, and trust. And that's what we need to strive to do. It's really, um, you know, to be transparent, to be who you are, and build your community around that, not around who you wish to be. You understand? So, you share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and you obviously get to decide how personal you get, right? But the whole idea is for people to get to know you, and because they get to know you, then they get to like you and trust you, because at the end of the day, people do business with people.
Sorry. My alarm is going off.
That's fine. That's fine. People do business with people, right? Not
Yeah.
businesses. And it's about how that person makes you feel. Then you decide whether you want to go forward and work with them.
That's true.
Okay, so that's the inspiration part over. We can talk about networking, but let's go to the comments first and just
Oh,
yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think this is Walter Mattox that says he doesn't know how to make his name show up. It's
okay.
a setting in your privacy settings on LinkedIn. You and I can have a conversation and I'll show you how to do it. And this is Jamie. He says, thanks. Yep. Home for only 10. Oh my gosh, only 10 days. And then he's back on the ship for at least 31 days this time. Wow. Well, I hope you're feeling better, Jamie. I'm so glad that you're here with us this morning. So, and then we have Greg. Hello, Greg. Good morning to you. Can you let us know where you're tuning in from, please? Thank you for being here. Nice to see you. There you go. Whitney's actually showing you how to. She
Oh,
says,
go with me.
Walter, you need to go into your settings, try this, and turn it on. Yes. And we have, hello, Amy D. Butter. Thank you so much for being here. I know you, I think you're in India. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for being here. John says transparency and positivity.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, John was so John is a friend of mine, but he was also one of my guests of probably a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And I, if you go on his LinkedIn, if you meet him through LinkedIn, you'll see that it says the first in his title it's professional dad,
Mm,
and I love that. You know,
professional dad.
yeah, he has two sons. Um, they may have had a birthday since I know their ages, but they were 6 and 8.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, he speaks a lot about and he shares a lot about you know his kids and being a dad and you know that and that helps people to connect with him too. Before I before I advised him about this, John was all about what he did on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Because but then I met with him and I gave him some advice and he took it and he's really doing well on LinkedIn. You know, just showing up authentically. His hashtag is Hunt the Relationships.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, he's all about relationships. So I love that.
And that's
He
important.
says, he says, yeah, please read what he says, Katashia.
I will always provide unfiltered transparency when speaking with me. Yes.
Yeah. So one of my friends, and she's my client, she has a show. And on Wednesday, she had her guest. Um, he believes in no BS. His name is Bruno, and his hashtag is Bruno no BS.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, really, truly, we need to be real. We need to show up as ourselves, be authentic. Because if you're not, you're going to step into that. It's a lie, right? So you step into that lie at the end of the day. And
And that's
it's really, yeah, no, that's
that's
not a way to
exhausting.
build.
Yeah.
It's not a way to build any relationship, right?
Any
So,
relationship.
yeah. Oh, let's see. John. John says, why put on an act? Be you. And if people do not like it, they do not deserve your time or energy.
I agree with that, John, for sure. Wholeheartedly. For
Yeah.
sure. Be you. It's easier to just be you. Even through my social media and talking about my weight loss and my infertility journey, that's all me. That is my story. And I share it because I, going through my infertility journey, I thought I was alone going through that. And I've
Yeah.
met so many people on this, women on this journey, knowing that they've gone through the exact same things. Or my weight loss journey, people, of course, can relate to that. I've lost over 100 pounds, and people are like, oh my goodness. Again, they want to know what's going on. And the thing is, I want to be able to talk about the things that I know about. I know about weight loss. That takes hard work and some time and some discipline and patience and dedication and motivation for sure. When it comes to infertility, I went through that, with, my husband and I, and that's, to share that. And now I do like a monthly IG series, tell me your story. And I have different women coming on telling me their story, because I never thought in a million years that I would be on social media talking about my myomectomies, which is the removal of the fibroids, and my endometriosis, and all that led to a hysterectomy, where I wasn't able to be a mom, even though I wanted to be a mom. But God has shown me other ways to birth, opportunities to meet other people. And that gives me, so much today compared to honestly years ago, because I was in a dark place when it came to that journey. But to sit here now and to smile about it and tell you that I'm at peace and I'm okay, that's what's important. Like John said, positivity and transparency is what I want to make sure I give.
Wow. Wow. You touched a little bit on that. I want to just get through the comments, and then I
Okay,
want to
sorry. Go
show.
ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no. I want to show everyone, like your pictures. So here we go.
Oh,
Good morning to you, Russ. Thank you for being here. He
morning.
says 1,000 thanks, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Um, and we have some awesome, awesome, awesome networking going on in the comments.
Oh,
And,
good.
and he says he's tuning in from
Oregon.
Salem, Oregon. So awesome. Thank you. So, Katasha, you touched a little bit on it, so I want to show everyone. Have a look at this, guys.
I did a transformation show last year. I was my highest, I think it was 290, 295, 293. That was my highest weight. And I never thought I'd be on stage in a bikini ever in my entire life. To show, and that was to show my progress. Um, I started literally back in 2016. So it didn't happen, overnight. I've had so many things to cause I had depression through the infertility, loss of my dad, and I'm a true daddy's girl. And that whole process, having gut issues, all those things. And I gained so much weight. And I knew, and I'm talking to my patients every day about weight loss, and they're like, what are you talking about? How are you preaching? You're not doing, you're not speaking it. You're speaking it, but you're not doing it at all.
Yeah.
And I needed to make a change. And, I most definitely did. I, had this talk with my creator, and like, life, this is not what I want to do. And I want to be able to help people. And the first person I needed to help was myself. And changing my lifestyle and understanding my underlying issues, that what was going on in my gut. And I changed. And it's not all about diet and exercise. It was about mindset. I mean, I had to start there first, because a lot of people say, oh, what are you eating? Or what type of exercise? That's important, but it was nothing. If I didn't start with mindset, I would gain the weight back, and I've maintained it. Um, reducing my stress, and because we all have stress, that's not going to go away, but reducing the amount of stress, and being able to take care of myself a whole lot better, and sleep and toxin removal, all the things I learned on this process, is what I want to share, and what I do share with my clients and on my social media. And that picture you saw, it's amazing to see that. But I believe that all of that started from my mindset.
Yeah. And so, okay, so you and I met
Yes,
before this show.
yes, before the show.
Um, and I remember when I met you, like, and when you told me you lost over 100 pounds, I'm like, yeah, that definitely takes a shift in mindset. I
Most
don't care what anybody says. Like,
most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. I just want to show the picture again, guys.
Okay.
Like really. I would if I don't know. Like, where is this cutout now?
It's in my closet.
No, take it out.
When I go to different events like wellness shows and things, and I go and speak, I do bring Katashia out. I bring her out, and she goes with me. I went to an event and I had it there, and people kept jumping because they thought it was so like jumping at the poster, and I'm like, oh, that's me. They couldn't believe like that is not you. I'm like, that is me, and I bring that because it is a conversation starter for sure. Because they're like, that's you. I'm like, I was on the beach. I remember that I was on the beach with my best friend for her 40th birthday, and I refused to take that skirt off. I wasn't taking that skirt off. And under the skirt, I had on some shorts. I had layers under all of that, trying to hide myself. And but I wasn't happy there. But even at almost 300 pounds, or there at 100 and I think 90, that was 190. However, I think 180 something. But regardless, it still started with the mindset. It doesn't matter what size. So on that stage, I was freaking out because I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never even bought a bikini before. So just know that it still took some guts to get on that stage to do that. But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
happy that I did for sure. It changed my life.
Wow.
That was
Okay.
my Kobe Bryant moment. I did it.
Yes, you did. You did. I remember. So you and I are connected on Facebook, and I remember when you shared that and the video. I was like, I watched you in awe, and I was like so proud.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm
So
like,
proud
thank
of
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Let's just. Can you tell us what was the catalyst? What made you decide that you needed to do this? I mean, you know. So hold on. Here's another quote that I love. It is by Walt Whitman, and it says, "Be curious, not judgmental."
Mm.
So, you know, I speak about like how it was for me growing up, um, because I was born with congenital hip dysplasia, and I apologize. Like I'm a little bit congested because I'm not feeling well,
You're
but
fine.
I couldn't cancel my show today. I was like, no, I need to soldier on because Katashia's coming. But
You're fine.
when I was growing up, I remember uh, being bullied by kids, or being, when they choose a team, I was one of the last ones to be chosen. And because I couldn't run, and
Mm.
I remember thinking, like, when I got older, I remember thinking, like, I wonder why, I didn't retaliate. And it was because I actually chose to show them grace. I chose to say, you never know what kind of demon someone else is facing, right? So I always choose to be curious and not judgmental. Be curious about why something is the way that it is, but not judge someone because of where they are in their life, because it takes all kinds. Um, we are all different. No one is going to be exactly the same as you are, right? But there is there is there's a lot of negativity, a lot of negative connotations that are attached to being overweight, and people don't realize that we have these preconceived notions about why someone is overweight, and a lot of the time it's not necessarily someone's choice to be overweight. It's more about, sometimes they don't have a good mindset. Sometimes they look at the amount of work that it will take to not be overweight. And, it just seems like this huge mountain that they just cannot climb, right? For others, they try and they fail, and they try and they fail, and they try and they fail. And I know that, we're nowadays we're becoming more and more open to others and to accepting others, but it's not easy. It's not easy to even be overweight. It's
Yeah.
not. Um, so I wanted to actually ask you, like, for you, you said you have to heal your gut health. Other people have other issues that they're dealing with, right? So what did it take for you to really get to that point where you lost, oh my word, 100 pounds?
I mentioned gut health, but another part of that is with gaining the weight, I had high blood pressure
So,
and I was on blood pressure medicine. And remember, I'm a pharmacist and I'm a pharmacy practitioner. So I actually adjust medications for my patients. And I was a bad patient. I, I was a bad patient. My doctor told me, at when she was diagnosing, she said, you need to take the medication at this point, because she gave me so many tries to try to lose the weight, and I wasn't there at that time. I wasn't in that right mindset. She said, so it's time to start taking the medication. And I know I have a family history, so I'm thinking, oh, it was going to happen. It was bound to happen, because with my family history, yeah, I'm here now. But I begrudgingly took the medication because I know the risk factors. I don't want to have a stroke from high blood pressure for sure, but I was not taking it, like I should. But and that's when honestly I sat back, over a couple of months, maybe, off and on, trying to take it and realize this is not how I want my life to be, to take, this blood pressure pill every day. And then I go back to the doctor and she said, oh, it's time to increase it. I'm like, mm-mm, no, I've been on this hamster wheel with my patients, and you increase and you start another pill and and I'm like, no. At that point, I'm like, I need to do something about this. And I'm saying easy, but the easiest way out of this is to start changing my lifestyle. Get up off the couch and start moving my body. And push myself away from the table, because I can honestly say I won't say I don't eat a cookie today, because I do. But back several years ago, my life was full of processed food and fast food and eating out all the time. And I don't drink alcohol, but I'm a sugar addict. And my name is Katashia and I love sugar. So I love sugar. So anything, um, I had to have it. But I knew that something was way more important to me, and that was my life. And I
wow.
wanted to be around with my family, my husband, my mom and dad, all of that, was important to me. But most important than any of that was me. So I'm important. So I needed to do this for me. So that was when I took, matters into my own hands and started just baby steps. I didn't start running a marathon on day one or run a 5K. I did run a 5K, but it didn't happen on day one. It happened over time. So those small steps that I made, basically gave me the big results that you see today. So I knew that I needed to do this for me. And over time, I actually adjusted my own blood pressure medication. I'm trained to do that. People do not do that out there. So until I called my doctor and said, "Hey, my blood pressure is going too low." I'm starting to decrease it until I was off the medicine, and I haven't looked back since.
Wow. Wow. Hold on. Wow. That is amazing. Amazing, Katasha, because yeah, I loved what you said. I'm trying to do that because
Like,
it's
don't
just,
do that. Put
it's
that
like
disclaimer in
those
there. I'm like, I'm not telling anyone to stop their medication.
it's like those disclaimers that you hear when you watch a children's show, right? Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. Do
Yeah.
not try this at home. Work with a professional. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Um, okay, let's go into, the networking
Okay.
part of of the show because this is about networking, and I would like to know what's your take on networking? Like, how do you approach it?
It's funny, not funny because I knew the show was about networking, but my best friend and I, we talk about this a lot. And I actually had a networking event I went to maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I was all freaked out. Like, okay, what am I going to do? I was like, what do I need to do? And I said, you know what? No. Like John said, transparency, be yourself. And that's me. I want to be me. So I go into this event. I was invited by someone, and I really truly had a great time. I met different people. I'm in Toastmasters. So I met some Toastmasters in the room and just walked around being myself, talking to people about Toastmasters. There were people there in the wellness space. I was talking to them. And as you can see, I love to talk. I love to talk to people. I love to meet new people. And out of that room, literally, I walked around talking to people, asking, just having a conversation. In my head, I didn't think I was networking. I didn't. I went in and I met people, tell them what I was doing. And a young lady, I had my cards, and a young lady reached back out to me, and now she's a client. I had no idea. I mentioned what I was doing, right? What I do, with Celebrate Health and Wellness. And we had this conversation, and she was interested. She got on my and I never said, get on my calendar. I never said that. I just told her, my goal is to help women, discover this root cause, and just went through just an authentic conversation. And she reached out. So my point of that, my approach is that to be myself, go in and talk to people, be authentic. Because my goal going into that room wasn't to get a client. My goal was to go in to learn more about this organization and meet people. And that is my approach, to go in, be myself, and you'll see what happens from there, because my goal is to meet people, not to get their contact information and say, hey, what you can do for me. That wasn't my goal. My goal was really to go in to build and meet new people. And out of that, I did receive a new client from it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let me show you a quote that I like by Dr. Ivan Mesner. And it reads as follows. It says, networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. It's about cultivating relationships. That's what you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
And I believe that's how our relationship started. It wasn't about getting anything from each other. We built an amazing relationship, personally and professionally. And I never again thought, it would end to this. I mean, to know where you started. I love how your promo came on, your commercials, like, I hate videos. And I remember having that conversation with you before you did that. And to see you now. So again, just, building relationships, getting to know people and see the progression. And you just never know what will come from that. So, yeah.
Yes. So full disclosure, everyone, Katashia and I met on Clubhouse, if you didn't hear what she said. And when so I was one of the moderators for a room, and I remember a friend of mine that I met on LinkedIn reached out to me and said, hey, we should start a gratitude room on Clubhouse. And I was like, yeah, sure. Next thing I knew, he scheduled it. And I was like, what? You already scheduled it? Like, you didn't even ask me when works for me. And he scheduled the room. And then, the first day, like, he kind of coached me, like, how I should, moderate the room. That was the first day. And then the next week, he deliberately scheduled himself to travel during the Clubhouse room. And I remember he sent me a message saying, like, listen, like, I'm traveling. So if you can't hear me or whatever, you need to take over. And I was like, oh, crap.
And to let everyone know, I was new to the room that day, the day that she took over, and I had no clue that she was freaking out on the back end like that. But she did an amazing job. And that's what, just being you, that's how I ended up reaching out to you on the back end, said, oh my God, I would love to meet you. So just know that.
We need to be ourselves for sure, for sure. And How has networking impacted you, Katashia?
Oh, being that now that I know my approach to networking, like just being, just being myself and just, and talking. As for networking, I realized that, building relationships is important.
Yeah.
I would mention that with my personal trainer, if he's introduced me to people at the gym while we're doing all types of weightlifting, and I'll meet one of his clients and we connected, and that kind of blossomed into another relationship. And again, I wasn't looking, and this person wasn't looking for anything, and now we work together. So I just believe that just having those close connections, and like I said, not going in wanting anything, because it could be different for other people, but this seems to work for me. Just getting to know someone. I met a doctor on social media that's in the functional medicine space. The same thing. We talked yesterday. We were getting to know each other, and we talked about family and kids. We haven't mentioned anything business, and again, it's not the goal, but you just never know how that will blossom. So I still
Yeah.
say that it's just meeting new people, being myself, going out, introducing myself, or having, for instance, we've talked and you said, "Oh, I need to introduce you to someone because I believe that this person, you guys, should meet." So those are the connections that I'm getting based on just being authentic and being myself. And the person who I meet can say, "You need to meet this person," and that's how I'm building my network, my community.
Yeah. Um, Michelle Janae, I don't think I have it in here, but there's a lady named Michelle Janae, and she speaks about networking. She says, networking is not just about connecting people with people, it's about connecting people with people, people with ideas, and people
Mhm.
with opportunities, right?
Right.
Like, because at the end of the day, you and I may not decide to work together, but then I may know someone who needs your help, or you may know someone who knows someone who knows someone who needs my help, right? Like
Right.
that's just the way that it works. Yeah, I. It's really about a net, casting your
Mhm.
net, right?
And I can
Um,
see that visually. I can see that.
yeah, yeah. Let's go to the comments quickly. John says he's missing some of the comments. He keeps having to refresh. Yeah, LinkedIn has been acting weird. I'm not sure why. And then we have Laura Molando. Thank you for tuning in. She says, relational networking is about having meaningful conversations to build relationships. Learning more about people and from people is when the magic happens versus transactional networking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So, okay, we are coming close to the top of the hour. I want to be cognizant of your time because I know you took some time off to be here today. But how do you leverage a platform such as LinkedIn or networking groups?
That's a good question. And I must say, and to be transparent, I'm working on that because I'm not as active on LinkedIn. And I think we had conversations a couple weeks ago about working and I guess, being more visible and coming on LinkedIn because that would be a good place to start,
Yeah,
networking and just meeting people. And that's something that I'm working on because personally, on the outside of social media, of course, going out in the community or on Instagram or Facebook. But now I feel like it's time to come onto LinkedIn to be able to do those things as well because I haven't, just to be transparent, I haven't,
yeah,
but I just recently started just, going in, trying to build community here in LinkedIn. And LinkedIn seems like it's a great place. I always thought it was this professional, place to come and, I think we had this conversation like, no, LinkedIn has changed a whole lot because I'm like, oh, I'm not looking for a job. I'm not doing this. And you're like, no, it's not about that. It's
yeah,
coming in to build, a community here in this space. And that's what I'm looking to do moving forward. So to give So hopefully a year from now, when we talk again about LinkedIn and how I've, built a community here, I'm hoping to do that. And especially with your help, right?
Yes, yes. But you, so yes, you don't use LinkedIn, but you do use Instagram quite a bit. And
Yes.
like you said, you have a monthly show. So do you network on Instagram?
Yes, when that's there's several organizations. I mentioned my infertility journey, so there's a lot of several organizations I work with, and one is Filling Empty Wounds, and I actually do that under their umbrella, where I come in every month to discuss or bring in women or stories, for women to tell their stories. I also work with We Can Wear White, an organization I again work with, just again bringing awareness to fibroids, but Filling Empty Wounds is an organization helping women, families seeking, we help families seek financial assistance to start their families in alternative ways, if it's through IVF or if it's through adoption. So I usually do those conversations on Instagram, and it's usually streamed over to Facebook. So, but now I'm looking to, with my, tell your story with Dr. Katashia. That's what I call it on Instagram. I'm wanting to move it over more to a LinkedIn platform to get it out to more people. Not to say that there's no infertility on Instagram. I'm not saying that, but I believe that my audience is most definitely here on Facebook, and I want to be able to bring those stories
Yeah.
here, because I mean, to hear these women, I have next one is Sunday at 10 o'clock, but it's so amazing to hear these stories, and just to let me know that all this time I thought I was alone. There's so many women going through the same things that I went through. So
Yes. We're not as different as what we think. Um,
yes,
right? Like we all have, there's a lot of common ground, really.
a lot of common
Um,
ground, and those stories from that platform has helped me to meet other people in the space and be able to speak on their platform. So yes, I've been networking in those social media areas, those areas as well.
yeah. So where can people find you? Can you tell us your IG handle, and if you connect with people on Facebook, what's that too?
Yes.
Um,
So
Go
my
ahead.
Instagram, no, my Instagram is Dr. Katashia. And I do reels and speak on that platform. My goal there is just to build community. I had a personal Instagram and I switched over, so I'm building my new space. So it's at Dr. Katashia on Instagram, and on Facebook is at Celebrate Health and Wellness. The same thing, just trying to build community, educate about health and wellness there. And of course, I'm here. I'm Katashia Partee Kendrick on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
And hopefully in the next several months, or hopefully in a month, that my website will be up and running at drkatashia.com.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Let's celebrate that.
Waiting for that. So, yes.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to come and spend with us. Always, I love Fridays just because I get to just highlight somebody in my community and also get to introduce them to others so that
Oh,
they can, connect. And I always say this, but I'll say it again. If you're in the comments, connect with each other, connect with my guest. You know that you are all heart centered. That's why you're here. So thank you, Katashia, for being here. Amazing. I love to be able to just highlight your story, and I'm going to just show your picture once again. Oh my gosh. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, what? Oh my word. I don't even know if I'll ever have the guts to be able to do it.
no, we're not going to say that. But no, I want to tell you thank you so much for having me this morning. And just happiness is a vibe, and be the reason why someone smiled today.
It is awesome. Thank you. I'll send you to the green room as I wrap up, and I'll be with you shortly. Thank you. Thank you. If you're still watching, know that I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And it has been an amazing, amazing episode. Happy Friday. Be blessed. Have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you back here next week for another episode of Inspiration from Ingor. Take care for now. Bye.